let's get into something a little more positive, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not really a whole lot of news. The Mariners were simply linked to a player amongst 5 other teams, 4 of which are significantly better than they are. Kolten Wong, we've talked about him quite a bit when we had John Troopin and Joe Doyle on from Lookout Landing. They really, John at least really likes Kolten Wong for the Mariners. You and I are more like, it'd be fine, but not for the money that John wanted or projected them to sign him at. It, especially, you and I are pretty big fans of the idea of Dylan Moore playing second base this year, pretty much full time, and bringing in Kolten Wong would eliminate that idea pretty much. I think at that point, Dylan Moore would be your left fielder / utility, super utility player. In that instance, with Wong being the primary second baseman. But I did message you last night asking, like, at the very least, them being linked to a player that is expected to make a pretty decent amount of money on the market. Obviously, we'll have to see how that all shakes out, but that seems to be a good sign that maybe Jerry does have some money to work with here. I mean, they wouldn't contact. They wouldn't come into contact with Wong if they didn't know that they were going to have to spend some money to get him, right?
Yeah, I think. So the problem with Morosi's tweet here is that he mentions all these teams that have checked in on the 30-year-old second baseman, but checked in is kind of a very vague term. And also, we don't know when the Mariners checked in. They checked in November, right. And then in the middle of December, John Stanton says, "Hey, by the way, I'm cutting your payroll or your available payroll in half." Well, then they're probably not checking in anymore. At least they shouldn't be. And so if there's still any kind of restrictions on Jerry relative to what he thought or was told that he was going to have this winter, if that restriction's still in place, they shouldn't sign Kolten Wong at all. They should be using that money in areas of need, like starting pitcher and bullpen help. So hopefully this means that, Jerry's got some more money to spend. Stanton okayed something. Hopefully that's what it means. But honestly, I think it's just as likely that they checked in on Wong early and, before basically Stanton came in and said, you can't spend as much as I told you could spend. I think that's probably what happened here. So if not, cool. Hopefully this means that, Jerry has some more money to spend. But if, we've just kind of been throwing the number 10 million out because it's a round number. But so let's just do it again. If Jerry only has $10 million left to spend and he's going to give even 6 or 7 of that to Kolten Wong, it's a bad deal. You can't. Right. The starting pitcher is so much of a bigger need than second base. There's nothing wrong with Dylan Moore at second base. Dylan Moore might end up being better than Kolten Wong this year. Maybe not defensively, but certainly he carries more offensive upside. And so what are you going to do with Dylan Moore? You're going to put him back in the utility spot? He's going to be your left fielder for 3 weeks, and then you're going to have to, move him around, find at-bats for him, find at-bats for Shed Long, find at-bats for Ty France, while not taking away serious at-bats from Evan White or Kyle Seager or J.P. Crawford. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't think this is a good deal, or I don't think this would be a good signing, unless, again, it's bargain basement prices and you're not guaranteeing Kolten Wong any kind of playing time.
That was a clip from one of the main episodes of the Control the Zone podcast, airing every Wednesday on our Patreon. Just $3 a month gets you access to this episode and every other main episode of our show, and you can get even more CTZ by becoming a Tier 2 or 3 patron for $5 and $10 a piece to hear separate tier-exclusive episodes on Monday and view our frequently updated Top 60 Mariners prospect list. Visit patreon.com/Control the Zone for more information.